right, back. All right, everybody. What's up? What's going on? What's going on? I'm back for another video, and today I just want to talk about me and my wife's new travel vlog that we're getting ready to start up, and we are so excited to get this thing going. And we talked about it, and we say, let's do this. When we go on vacations, we're gonna start uh, vlogging our vacations, and we can't wait. And our next cruise is in December of this year, and we can't wait to go on. It's an 8-day, and we can't wait. But before I get off into that, I gotta talk about the video of the cruise that never happened. And this is in 2023. This is when we booked our very first cruise. August of 2023. And it went horribly wrong. Wrong. Okay, let's take this back. So we started trying to book go on a cruise in 2023 early. Had to be around about spring. And so we finally came up with a date. Okay, let's do August of 2023. So we already done booked the cruise, and I didn't do hardly no research on nothing. I just did it half cocked. Just did it. Booked the cruise, and I learned as I go. The very first thing that I should have researched and got down packed was the documentation side of getting on a cruise. Now, mind you, I've been having my birth certificate all this time. Matter of fact, I still think I got my very first birth certificate, the one that my mama gave me way back when. This had to be in 1980s. And I still had it. And I always kept up with it. But for some damn reason, I can't find it now. So I'm like, well, you know what? I think we'll be all right. My wife, she's from California, so her birth certificate is California birth certificate. So she had hers, but I didn't have mine. And I said, I think we'll still be okay. As far as getting on the cruise. So I'm like, yeah, I think we'll be okay. I really think we'll be okay, because as I read the documentation stuff on the Carnival Cruise website, and how it looked to me is driver's license or birth certificate or passport. That's what I seen. That's how I read it. And this is in 2023. So fast forward to August. We get to the ship, and all we had was just driver's license. Just driver's license. We got to the port, and man, it was a disaster after we got on the ship. Well, got on the to start showing documentation. We had our boarding pass, which you print that out. You would have that out. But when you start getting down to the birth certificate, passport, or driver's license, that's where it started going all wrong. And the first check-in, and I didn't know it was this many check-ins. This check-in is just for folks that ain't got the proper documentation. If you got everything, it's just boom, boom, and you're on the ship. We need, have your driver's license and passport, or no, driver's license, birth certificate, or passport. Me and my wife looked at each other. We ain't got none of the first two. You just said, but we got driver's license. What we saying to ourselves? So I said, look, let's just keep it moving. I think we okay. We get to the first security check. Let me see that. Let me see that. Let me see that stuff. Let me see your driver's license, birth certificate, or passport. So I say, well, we got a driver's license. And they said, no, sir, you need a passport too. Not a passport, but a birth certificate, along with your driver's license. So they passed us on to another line. Same thing. We need a driver's license and a birth certificate. We ain't got that shit. From what I read, it was the way I read it. It's like you can just have 1, 2, or 3. You know. So they pulled us over to another line, and we keep going from line to line. They must took us to the lines where these mofos ain't got what they got. So we're just gonna push them to line until we get them back off this damn ship. Cause we ain't got time for all this. That's what I think. It's funny now, you know. So we got to our last line, which is I forgot. It's been almost 2 years ago. I forgot even what this special line is, but they help you go to vitals, and at least you can expedite getting your birth certificate. And in Galveston, you got to go on your own back down to Texas City, which is the closest vital place. And I guess it's because it's the weekend, they are open because of the ship, and give people a chance to go down there and get your birth certificate and all that stuff. But it don't cost you a little extra, and then you can head back to the ship and then do your thing. But mind you got to get all this done by the time the ship takes off. And in our case, our ship was leaving between 2:30 and 3 o'clock. So by the time we did all that, and they told us this, it's about 12:30 now. So me and my wife goes back. We get a shuttle back to the parking lot. This is where it really goes wrong. We get a shuttle back to the parking lot so we can go back up to Texas City, which is right off of 45. If anybody familiar with I-45 in Texas, as soon as you pass Houston, I think Texas City is the last town before Galveston. I said, okay, I think we can do this. We on the shuttle, get to the parking lot, and I just remembered, baby, the keys is in the luggage. Mind you, when we first got there, we gave the porters our luggage already. And our luggage is still on the ship, along with my damn keys to the car. And as we getting off the bus, headed to the car, I just remembered. I said, baby. She said, what? I don't have a key. I don't have a key. She said, what you mean you don't have a key? I said, the key, I threw the key in the luggage as we was getting out the car. I threw, and I had a backpack on, and I could just throw my key in the backpack, but since I had the luggage right there, I just threw the keys in there. Bad idea. Luggage is already on the ship. Already on the ship. And me and my wife was headed back to the car to go to Texas City to try to get the birth certificate. Now, she had hers. I couldn't, for some reason, I couldn't find mine. So she called a neighbor and asked the neighbor to go to our house, go to our closet where we keep all our papers and stuff, to get her birth certificate and take a picture. They even said, we'll take a picture long as it's in the picture square. We'll take a picture and we'll roll with that. I didn't even have that because I couldn't find my damn birth certificate. So now, ain't nothing else we can do now. we got to get back to the port so I can negotiate or try to figure out how to get our luggage back. I didn't come to the realization that we're not gonna get on this ship. So we got to get this luggage back. Get back took a shuttle back to the port. Goes to the port is the one where they take all the luggage and get that stuff on the ship. It took us an hour, and one porter said, "Look here, man, I'm gonna be real with you. Your luggage is gone. Your luggage is gone. It's in the bottom of the ship, and just think about it. They have roughly 4,000, maybe 4,500 people on the ship, plus another probably 1,500 crew members. Yes. And just take 2 luggages times 4,000. Dog, that jet's gone. And we don't have that kind of time to go fish out your luggage. And if your luggage tag is not on your luggage and it's on there and it somehow get torn off, and that's why another thing I would say, when you get those luggage tags, don't just staple that shit on there. Get you a luggage tag holder. I forgot those things. They go in plastic, and then you screw them on the handle, and then it's in plastic. They can see it. But they couldn't even do that. He said the best we can do is you got to come back. You got to come back in next weekend, next Saturday when this ship come back, and then go to Lost and Found and get your luggage, which we did. It took probably less than 30 minutes for them to get my luggage back up to me, and then I get back down the freeway and come on back to Dallas. But when I tell you that cruise went horribly wrong, it went wrong, and that was our first cruise, and that's why I'm doing this first time cruiser disaster for us. That was supposed to have been our first cruise. That was in 2023. And we took our first cruise in 2024, which was supposed to have been our second cruise. And we followed it to the T. When we got back to Dallas from that horrible 2023 cruise, I came in. I got to give a shout out to Carnival because they gave us a good deal. And I talked to them while I was at the port, and they told me, well, Mr. Wallace, since this went so horribly wrong, once you get back to Dallas, file a claim, and they gave me almost 75% of what we paid, and that went towards the next cruise. And we got back, got that got that money back, and then we booked another cruise for 2024 December. And then right after that, now that's a year away now. I went right to work on documentation. I got online, went to the state Texas website or the Dallas website, got my birth certificate. Then after getting my birth certificate, I didn't stop there. I got my passport. And I didn't even mention this. My wife already had her passport, but she didn't have it with her. Because I feel like it wasn't a big deal. This is my first cruise. So don't come at me saying, well, you should. No, this is our first cruise, and I made a major mistake, and that's why I'm talking about it now. But she had her passport. I said, but I know I think we'll be okay. Just leave your passport. And I think the IDs is fine. The driver license is fine. It wasn't. But like I said, I went right to work. When we got back, we booked the cruise, and our cruise for 2024 we got a big discount on it. A big discount. Big discount. And I got my birth certificate. Then I got online with the passport. Got the passport. Where is that? Got the passport. Yes. I'm passport now. So by the time we did our cruise in 2024, we had everything we need to do. But for some reason, we were still nervous. Because when I tell you, me doing a video on our 2023 horror story cruise, it didn't happen. It ain't. I mean, this is just a video, but just to go through it, and we were still nervous then, and we knew we had the right documentations then. We took. It's funny. We took driver's license, which you gotta have anyway, birth certificate, and the passport. We had all of them, but we didn't even have to show the passport. I mean, the birth certificate. All we just needed was our passport. And 2024, we had our passports out, and they looked at them, scanned them, boom, we was right in. We was right in. I said, this didn't happen last year. I think we went in 3 lines the year before. 3 lines, but because we didn't have the right documentation. But since we had what we were supposed to have, boom, it's like we got expedited right up to the front to get on the shit because we had our passport. Now, if you got driver's license and a birth certificate, they put you in 2 separate lines to go through. Everybody got a passport, get in this line. Everybody got birth certificate and an ID, get in this line. So everybody is, depending on what you got, that's what line you get in. And we got in the passport line. Boom, they scanned it, put it up on the scanner. All that went right on. But man, I'm telling you, please do your research when taking a cruise for the first time. I did it, and it went wrong because I looked at it wrong, and we paid for it. We paid for it. And that's why we wanted to start this new video vlog on documenting our vacations after this 2024 cruise. And we got our next cruise coming up in this December 2025. And that's when we're going to start video vlogging. And this is going to be our very first one. We don't know how it's going to go. We'll know after we get all the footage back, and I get with my editing guy, and we sit down and we just go through each whatever and see what we can set up for YouTube, So, man, I'm telling you, if you are a first-time cruiser and you trying to do this on your own, please do your research. Please do your research. You can go on YouTube and just type in first-time cruisers. First-time cruisers. And you got a lot of creators out there that did first-time cruisers videos. I mean, even first-time cruisers must essentials to have on a cruise ship. All that stuff. When I got back to Dallas, that's what I did. I didn't nobody tell me to do it. For some reason, I just typed in first-time cruisers, and all these people came up, and the very first 2 people that came up was this couple named Lynette and Stanley on first-time cruisers. And they had first-time cruisers, everything. What to have, what not to bring. Don't bring this, don't bring that. Yeah. But yes, do your due diligence, do your research. Don't get messed up like I did, because learn from me, because I messed up big time. And that's why I'm here making this video now. And it went horribly wrong for us. Horribly wrong. But we fixed it. We got on our first cruise last year, and it went well. The only thing that we regret now that we're going to do on this cruise coming up in December of 2025. 2024 cruise, we didn't do nothing. We was on the ship. We just didn't do nothing. We didn't take advantage of none of the stuff. And we both realized, and the reason why we didn't do nothing, because we were so happy to be on the ship. We just didn't try to think about, we stayed in the Lido deck where all the food was, and the smoking section, and where you're drinking at, but they had so much more to offer, and we didn't take advantage of none of that. But this cruise coming up in December of 2025, we're going to do everything. We're going to do everything that we can. Everything that we can that we didn't do from 2024, because we were so happy just to be on the damn ship. So happy to be on the ship. So happy to be on the ship. We didn't give nothing else a second thought. We on this ship. I don't give a damn. Woke up early, had breakfast, Lido deck, all day. We stayed all day. Then when we got tired, getting sleepy, around about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, we would head back to our cabin, lay it down. We didn't do nothing. We didn't have dinner. We didn't do none of that stuff. We ate, but we just didn't go to none of the dinners. We didn't do none of that. None of that. But we already said that this time, this is not going to happen. We're going to take advantage of everything the ship has to offer. And they got so much stuff to offer on these cruises that you don't even have to pay for. Now, they got specialty dining and specialty with dining and then specialty whatever. But there's so much other stuff that you can do that you don't have to pay for. Now, mind you, we went to 3 ports. We went to Belize, Cozumel, and Costa Maya. And we got off in Costa Maya and Cozumel. We didn't get off in Belize because the weather had turned so horribly bad in Belize that I even got a video out on that. I'll repost it later on. But yeah, that Belize port, we didn't get off. And when I first heard about, well, they're not gonna dock. They're gonna anchor out here, maybe 40 minutes away from port, and then you gotta get on the smaller boat to go. And I said, I ain't doing that shit. I ain't doing that. I'm not supposed to get off a big boat and get on a small ass boat. I ain't doing that shit. And I'm glad I didn't. And you know what? I think I am gonna read. I think I am gonna. I may put it in the description. I gotta learn how to do that. But I may even put that in the description. That Belize trip. No way. But that's for another day. But please do your research before getting and going on these cruises, and don't do the mistakes. Make the mistakes that I made, and you'll be better off. Do your research. Do your research. But like I said, this new video vlog me and my wife got going on, coming up in 2025 December. This will be our second cruise, which should be our third, and that's when we're going to launch our video vlogging for this new cruise that we're going to do. This is going to be our first one. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm just going to do it, and I'm sure that these vlogs will get better as we go. Let me hit pause. All right, everybody, I'm back. But like I say, this is, our second cruise. Should be our third. I'm gonna keep saying that. I got to, but that first cruise that didn't happen will always be etched in my mind. I ain't gonna never forget about that. But like I say, this is our third cruise and second cruise, and it'll get better. The video vlogging, I don't know how the first one gonna go. I got a good video editing guy, so we're gonna take all of the raw footage that we take on the cruise, and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna do it together. He's the guy. It's my nephew, but he's good at video editing, and we're gonna sit down and get this thing together. And I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm sure as we do these vlogs will get better and better, because you got to start somewhere. No one started good in the beginning. You got to do videos, watch them, and get better. And that's what I do. I'm going to do. Every video that I do, I always go back and look at it. I go back and look at it. I edit on the phone, but I don't edit on the PC like my nephew can. He's good at that. So I edit what I can, and I look at them, and then I post them. So it's amazing how much you can do. And as I watch videos and I watch different vlogs of cruisers, we're not doing this for the money. If this page take off and all of a sudden we start getting monetized through not TikTok, but YouTube, then fine. But we doing it because we want to do it. We want to document our fun. We want to do this, and I think we'll be pretty good at it. So, all the video vloggers that I've seen, almost all of them are younger people. Now, it's a few mid-50s couples that do video vlogs, but it's very few of them. So, if I'm in my mid-50s and I'm looking for videos as a cruiser, I'm gonna go in and type in video vloggers or cruise vloggers or whatever, and I want to see some older people out there doing video vlogs. So that's one of the reasons why we doing it. It's not a lot of them. There's some out there, and I follow all of them. I subscribe to all their pages because I want to see what they see. Each vlog is different. The stuff you see is different. So that's why I look at all of them. So we can't wait. We can't wait, and man, we so ready for this first vlog to take off. And like I said, it's in December of this year, 2025, and that's when we're gonna start this thing. It's gonna start. A lot of people don't start from house to port, but we're gonna start from this. This our first one, so we're gonna start from the time we wake up to the time we get to Galveston, and because we're getting there a day early, we're gonna document all that. We're gonna document from day one to the ship, and then that's probably our last time doing that from the house video to the. We probably start at the port, and then that's where we're gonna start it at. But this is our first one, so we're gonna kind of take it in, take as much footage as we can, and document everything. It's just gonna be me and my wife. I don't have a cameraman with me, so it's just gonna be me. I'm gonna have a couple of cameras and my phone maybe, and we're gonna roll. We're gonna roll footage. We're gonna do the dining. We're gonna review the dinners. We're gonna review this. We're gonna review this. We're gonna get off at these ports and do reviews on the reports. So we're gonna do all that. The only thing that's gonna keep us from getting off these cruises, these ships to go in port, is when we go to a port like Belize and they don't have a port, and you got to be a tender boat in. Then if the weather's bad, then we ain't getting off. We'll do a video about that on that day. But yeah, we supposed to do these, and our upcoming cruises. We got 3 of them. Our upcoming cruises. Of course, we got this one, December 2025. Then we got another cruise in 2026 in September. This one is out of in Miami. We got to fly to Miami for that one. So we really can't wait for that one because we haven't been to Miami. So we're gonna be flying in a day early into Miami and getting ready for our 8-day cruise out of Miami. We're gonna be on the Carnival Sunrise. I think it's a sunrise. Carnival Sunrise. So we're gonna be that. We excited about that. Then we got January of 2027. That's my wife's birthday, and I'm taking on a birthday cruise. It's a birthday cruise for her, and it's in 2027. And this one's on the Carnival Jubilee, and right now that ship is in Galveston. And I think I have to go back and look, but I think the Jubilee is one of the newest ships for Carnival Fleet. And they when they first sent it out, they sent it to Galveston, and I think they're gonna send it to Miami. And after 2027, I think that ship is going to Miami, and they may be bringing another ship to Galveston. But Galveston is a good port. It's probably the second biggest port in the United States, and I think Miami is the biggest one. Then Galveston, and then maybe the West Coast port. But the West Coast mostly is transatlantic, and then whatever you got on the East Coast. But I think Galveston is right there, top 2, maybe 3, and they got another port that they fit to open up, and I think MSC, Royal Caribbean, they already out there. I'm hoping Virgin come to Galveston. That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for Virgin Voyages to come to Galveston, and hopefully one day they'll get to Galveston, and we'll jump on that. But like I said, this is a video that I wanted to do, and don't make the mistakes that I made first time cruiser and got it all wrong. And I can say that I got it all wrong. I got it wrong, and that'll never happen again. You learn from your mistakes, and I've learned. We're about to be on our 3rd cruise, and we're ready. The video vlog starts then. It starts in December 2025, and we're ready. We can't wait. But with that being said, like, share, follow, subscribe. I got a lot going on. I got my type 2 diabetes reversal journey going on YouTube. We got our new video vlog channel that we just launched, and we hope that do well. And we ready. We ready. But that being said, thanks everybody for joining in, sticking into this long video. But it had to be said, and I hope you stay to the end. Thank you very much. Peace.